Welcome back to Season 4 of Age of Empires 4, and we're here on a game where we don't have the brand new biome. I've seen your comments, and it seems like most people aren't the biggest fan of it in a casted game, and it's fully understandable. I mean, it does look pretty dark. For those that are unaware of what I'm talking about, go check out like the last video on the channel, and you'll see the brand new purple biome for Age of Empires 4. It's certainly interesting, but I think we will prefer just the standard biomes. But anyway, spawning in on the left-hand side of the map here, in the color teal, we've got Karakhdi here playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Now, Delhi have had quite a few changes to them, even since the last public update preview, so we're going to be going over some of those changes here today. But his opponent today spawning in on the right-hand side of the map, in the color red, it's going to be Kalp. Now, we've already casted a game of Kalps, and he went for a bit of a trade wing in Age 2. So we're going to have to see if he does something similar here. I mean, we do have the trade post up here, so not quite as far away as he may have liked it to have been. But we're going to have to see. We see at the moment he's on the berries. And Abbasid, of course, you know, all of their wings have been changed. So Abbasid are really still up for experimentation when it comes to their Age 2 land, or Age 2 wing, I guess you could say. But Karakhdi also going to be on the berries. Both of these civilizations do have that nice berry bonus. But for now, not a whole lot going on. Both players seem to have opened up with just the one scout. It's pretty standard stuff here. I mean, neither of these civilizations rely too heavily off the sheep because of that berry bonus. So, and you don't really want to be wasting too much of your food early on for scouts. But before we do go any further, I do quickly want to talk about Boosteroid. Boosteroid is a cloud gaming service that provides easy access to literally thousands of your favorite games. So maybe your PC is struggling a little bit at the moment when it comes to running these brand new AAA games. I recently picked up the brand new Hogwarts Legacy and played it using Boosteroid service. I may still be stuck on the first boss after 6 attempts, but I can rest assured knowing the fact that it's not my PC struggling. It just means I'm a bad gamer. I do genuinely think that this service is absolutely amazing. I mean, you get to stream this whole catalog of games at 60 FPS in HD to your PC, your laptop, your TV, and even your mobile phone. So if you want to try it out, make sure you use the link down in the description. Every sign up helps me create these videos, and if you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. But back to the action now. We can see Karakhdi is going to be aging up with the Dome of the Faith, and this makes a lot of sense because some of the changes that have happened to the Delhi since the public update preview is that scholars now cost even less for them, and that includes the discount at the Dome of the Faith. So I have to see the exact price, but their standard rate's gone down from 150 gold to 130 gold. And you can also now fit 5 scholars in each mosque. So we're going to have to see what this does for Karakhdi. So it's effectively a Dome of the Faith buff as well, because the discount also applies here. So it's still 50% discount, so it should be 65, I believe, which is very cheap. I mean, it's definitely nice for the Delhi right there. But there is a slight Delhi nerf. It's not directly a Delhi nerf, but it sort of is, because scholars now only heal up 50% of what they did before to units in combat. So Delhi, we're used to seeing big scholar masses coming out, and they would be healing up the elephants and whatnot in the Delhi army. But now they're not going to be quite as effective. So I guess these cheaper scholars kind of offset that. As we can see there, 65 gold, very, very nice. And the Dome of the Faith now acts as a mosque. So we can see 5 scholars can fit inside this landmark right here. Very nice buff for the Delhi right there. And we see Karakhdi's going to be dropping down a mosque as well. And it's going to be for that sanctity, so he can start slowly trickling in that upgrade while he can still make scholars from the Dome of the Faith. But over on Kalp's side, he's finally going to be edging up. Seems like it was a little bit of a late age up, as he did go for that very early wheelbarrow. And he's going to be edging up with the culture wing, which is very interesting to see. So I reckon we're going to be seeing a bit of a fast castle here from the Abbasid, and this is something I was suspecting back in the pup for Abbasid versus Delhi matchup, because you can fast castle with the Abbasid with Culture Wing into Military Wing, and the Military Wing gives you 2 Camel Riders, and these Camel Riders are perfect for shutting down these sacred sites. Which we actually see Crackety moving a villager out to wall these up. So it doesn't actually have down any production yet for Spearmen. Usually we see Spearmen being made and then walling up sacred sites like that. But Crackety using a villager here, which is a very interesting approach. I mean, that's a lot of villager time that you're spending building up these walls. So we're going to have to see how that does for him. But it definitely makes sense walling these up nice and early on when you've got Camel Riders that could be coming through from Kalp. And then we do see Preservation of Knowledge gonna be coming through now for him. Now, this is interesting to see that Kalp went for that early wheelbarrow when going for a fast castle build, because Preservation of Knowledge gives a 20% discount on all technologies. So, in my head, it would make sense to wait, go to Age 2, grab this upgrade, then grab wheelbarrow, then go for your next age up, which could also be Economic Wing, but most likely going to be the Military Wing in this matchup when you've got sacred sites about. But we see Crackety really building up that scholar mass now. I mean, just such a cheap price, and you've got a total of 10 spaces here where you can put scholars. I mean, Delhi have just received so many buffs this patch, and it used to be in the public update preview, at least, mainly in the castle age from the compounder of the defender, but it really looks like they've been buffed the whole way around with this scholar buff. And we see Crackety going to be bringing out 3 scholars here, going to be sending them around to each of the sacred sites, and Kalp is indeed going to be going for that fast car. So we can see there the food and gold, and there it is going to be the Military Wing. So with this Military Wing, we can see he gets 2 Camel Riders for free upon reaching the castle age, and as soon as that comes through, a minute 34, he should be able to just send a Camel Rider here and a Camel Rider here, shutting off quite a lot of the gold. But here's a problem for Kalp, is that Crackety's already walling this up, and we're gonna have to see if Kalp can manage to keep this this scout here for long enough to be able to get that Camel Rider in to deny that sacred site. But I'm sure that Crackety will be yeah, we can see that already got down a stable with a horseman. But the question is, can he get the walls up in time before the Camel Rider arrives? Because Camel Riders do hard counter these horsemen. But it looks like Crackety's looking for a bit of a castle age himself, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, Compounder the Defender in this patch is absolutely busted, and I'm sure we'll see why in a minute. But for the time being, Crackety's looking to try and do a little bit of raiding here. Horseman on quite a low HP. Horseman versus the scout right there. Unfortunate for Kalp, not going to be able to deny these walls, but we're only 32 seconds away. I'm not sure if this villager will be able to get the whole way around. He's definitely going to have to speed up a bit there, but for the time being, Crackety has all 3 sacred sites, and that's going to be trickling him in a nice bit of gold, and that means he's going to be able to reach his age up relatively quickly. So Kalp, 13 seconds away from aging up, and we see he's already got an archery range down, and he's producing a camel archer, and is also mining some stone. I would assume this to be for another town center, but we'll have to see. There's not that many villagers on there for it to be a keep. But there we go. The 2 Camel Riders are out. Let's see if one of them gets sent up north. I mean, this one's just completely free to be taken. And now Camel Riders, we can just see that the amount of damage they do onto the horsemen there. Lots of damage these guys have. And they also give the negative damage effect onto enemy cavalry. But it does look like Crackety does manage to get up these walls in time. Though maybe this one could look to get burnt down, but it looks like Kalp's just wanting to chase around these scholars for the time being. But I mean, Crackety's fine at the moment. We see he's still got all 3 sacred sites. 2 of them have been walled up, and this third one, Kalp, he's not really bothering with, which to me is very surprising. And behind this, Crackety's going with the House of Learning. Very interesting to see. I was fully expecting the Compounder of the Defender here, considering how good it is at the moment in the patch. But the House of Learning also has received some buffs. Let me quickly pull up the patch notes. I do apologize for the minimap right there. I'm just going to pull up the changes because I can't quite remember what the changes are to them. But they've definitely been buffed one way or another. So House of Learning, Hearty Rations has been moved from the Imperial Age to the Castle Age. So that's the last one that Crackdy is going to be researching. But we can see he's got all of those upgrades coming in. Going to be going for Reinforced Foundations first. And this is the one where villagers can actually garrison inside of houses. So I guess that's sort of a House of Learning buff right there. It's definitely an interesting upgrade. I mean, seeing villagers going to be able to hop inside of houses is going to be interesting. And they actually fire. These houses will fire. So we're going to have to see how that does for him. But Crackdy still has all 3 sacred sites. Kalp's looking to put the pressure on here at the front of Crackdy's base, but he's not going to be able to find a lot here. We see Crackdy's houses have been very, very well positioned right here. And Crackdy's still going to be producing those scholars as well, picking up relics behind this. And it won't be too long till this upgrade comes in. So we see their houses gain garrison arrows and plus 50% health. So we're going to have to see how this does up against defending raids. Kalp's trying to pick up a few relics of his own, protecting this one for the time being with a couple of camel archers. But Crackdy's already got 3 in the bank. And looks like Kalp's finally going to be denying that first sacred site. I take that back. Crackdy only has the 2 relics. One of them being inside of the mosque, the other one sitting outside here. Which I do you believe, yeah, he can garrison them inside of the Dome of the Faith as well. So Kalp's going to be bringing one back of his own. Looks like Cracky's looking to sacrifice just a few crossbowmen here. Definitely maybe not paying attention to his units right there. But not going to be a huge deal to him. We can see he's floating 1,500 gold right now. Definitely needs to sort out this macro a little bit. We see he's got 5 villagers still here on the gold. Going to be dropping houses down everywhere. And we can see actually 5 villagers can fit inside each house, which is absolutely crazy. We've got a war elephant here as well. These guys have been buffed as well. And we just see the amount of damage they do there. I mean, war elephants in this patch also something to look out for. So it definitely makes sense for Crackdy to be going for this heavy composition into elephants, as well as crossbows and spearmen, because lancers, they're a pretty good counter to these elephants. But Cracky's still floating over 1,500 gold. That relic is going to get denied from Kalp. Unfortunate for him right there. Kalp still, I say, still sitting at 2 TCs. He's got a 3rd one now coming down. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have the economic wing giving the fertile crescent. So he doesn't have the discounted prices on these TCs, but he does still have fresh foodstuffs, which has been moved to the town center for those that don't know, and it now only reduces villager cost by 35%. So 32 is going to be the new cost of Abbasid villagers. It looks like Crackdy wants to put on a little bit of pressure here. Lots of units making their way out to the front of Kalp's base. Crackdy not mining any stone at the moment. Doesn't look like he wants to go for any sort of keep. He's got triple blacksmith down though. Only queuing up upgrades from 2 though. I want to see these houses being used. So it looks like Kalp's going to be looking. Is he going for a bit of a raid? I want to see Kalp raid. We all do. We want to see these houses in use. I want to see how much damage these do. Imagine if this is like a tower. I mean, they've got more house than it. What is that? That's bugged, right? 1,000 HP. That's got more than an outpost. That is absolutely crazy. I guess we did see it does give more HP, but I was not expecting that much. Unfortunate for Crackdy, they're going to be losing out his tower war elephant. Not very mobile creatures do mean they can get picked off quite easily. But we still got more and more on the way. Crackdy really making use of all of that gold. But I mean, yeah, I guess it does make sense. 375 extra HP. That tech, I think, yeah, I mean, it was plus 50%. But that's still a lot for a house. I mean, it's better to make houses than it is to make outposts, which is just kind of crazy to think about. I mean, Crackly, what are you doing with this outpost, my friend? Build a house. They're half the price. Literally. And now we see Kalp going to be going for a little bit of a raid. Villagers hopping inside of the houses here. And Kalp just can't find anything here. So it doesn't seem like the damage is too much here. But it's still something. It's so easy for Crackly to just keep his villagers safe. I mean, it's impossible to raid the deli now with that upgrade. Kalp going to be walling up his sacred site here. Crackly gets through though. Oh, Kalp was so close yet so far. He should be able to just kill the scholar with his villagers though. But Kalp's got more of an issue right now, and that's going to be at the front of his base here. Both landmarks sitting quite near to the front of the base. And if Crackly looks to set up some trebuchets here, Kalp could be in some trouble, but looks like for the time being, Crackly just wants to push in with this crossbowman and elephant mass. And Kalp needs to be careful. He's on 40 Cs right now. He's looking to boom like crazy. And we see that villager count is starting to pull ahead. But you got to remember, Crackly also has 3 relics and a 4th one coming in behind this, as well as 2 Delhi sacred sites. And this first town center looking to be put on some pressure. Kalp has plenty of wood in the bank, though, to heal these up. But he's going to be losing plenty of villagers here. And Kalp doesn't really have a good answer to this composition. We see Crackly's got plenty of spears. I say plenty. He's only got only 4, I think, there. And they're going to be going down pretty quickly. But Kalp's gone very heavy into this camel rider composition. Crossbowmen do not counter these units. War elephants and Tower War elephants do not receive the debuff. And it looks like Kalp is actually going to be able to hold this pretty well. But Crackly's got a nice choke point here. He's able to use these elephants as big tanky units and just let the crossbowmen do work behind. And you got to remember, camel riders and camel archers are very, very expensive units. So this was not a good fight for Kalp whatsoever. And he's had town center fire behind this as well. His first town center is going to be falling shortly behind this. Maybe you could have tried to have got off a Wololo here, maybe, just to try and push back Crackly. But that town center is going to be going down. Kalp losing so many villagers as well. Almost even. And you got to remember, the relics and the sacred sites behind this for Crackly are really going to start to build up. Kalp needs to move into some other sort of units here to deal with this, but he's just not producing anything at the moment. He seems to be a bit stuck. That town center is going to be going down. And I think Crackly's just wanting to pull back and remass. We see he's got more elephants on the way. And I mean, that was some good damage done to Kalp right there. The town center taken out, plenty of villagers taken out of the field, and pretty much all of Kalp's army just completely wiped out right there. Another villager going to be taken down there as well. We see Crackly's got 40 villagers right here on a singular deer patch. Very interesting to see. Seems like Crackly's having a little bit of a food issue right now. We see 0 food income right there, but that should start to go up as soon as these guys return back to the mill. Crackly somehow still has a scholar here. Doesn't have the sacred site quite yet though. And now Kalp's going to be going into some siege. So double mangonel. But question is, does he have enough of a tanky front line to deal with that? And now Kalp's found the perfect position right here. But villagers just hop inside of the houses. Look at the houses. The houses just completely kill all of Kalp's little raiding party right there. And Crackly, he doesn't have to invest into any outposts. It's just towers. Not outposts. Houses. He doesn't need towers. Just houses. It's absolutely crazy. And now Crackly is going to be pushing into Kalp's base once again. Kalp does have a couple mangonels out. Well, he's got a second one coming as well. But he just doesn't have enough of a tanky front line. And Spearman is one of the units he can make, but question is, can he get enough of them in time? Elephant's going to be chasing down that mangonel. That elephant wants revenge. He took a shot to the face and now wants his revenge. But mangonels should be able to get off some nice shots here onto the crossbows. Unfortunately, not getting off a shot there. These elephants are hunting down those mangonels. And we got more elephants coming in as well. More spearmen coming in from Crackety as well. Tower elephants, we see, just going to be chasing down those mangonels, while crossbowmen here on the behind the base going to be killing villagers. Crackety still keeping up with the villager lead. Or, well, he's keeping up with the villagers despite still being on the one town center compared to 3. Villagers actually managing to surround this tower elephant, and they're actually doing pretty decent damage. And Calp's going to be able to get some nice shots off with the mangonel, actually taking out tower elephants here with villagers. But at what cost? I mean, Crackety's taking the villager lead right now. He's still got crossbowmen kind of being sacrificed here on the by the town centers. Mangonels able to take off some nice shots though. But yeah, it's not going to be enough. Calp loses way too many villagers there, and does indeed tap out. If you did enjoy this casted game, then please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, hopefully for some more outpost houses. That was absolutely crazy.